Hey everyone, I'm in FIFA 23 and I want to show you how to renew contracts and also talk about loan players, which confuses so many players in FIFA 22, and it looks like it's going to be the same in FIFA 23. So let's have a little look at the squad and see what we've got, and I'll try and clear this up for you. When we're in the squad view, basically as you play Ultimate Team, if you play things like squad battles or division rivals, each time you play, your contracts amount will go down for each player. Now there are two types of main player in FIFA 23. There are loan players and there are standard players. Okay, so a loan player will show with a little sort of number on the bottom right of their badge. Unless that's run out, it will show 0 there. But you can see this dude here, Marshall, he's got 7 games left. Now, as I play him, if he stays in the squad here, that number will count down. After 7 games, he is then useless. Do not try and play him anymore. You can't renew his contract. He is useless, my friends. Useless, right? They are lone players. They will sit in your team with that big fat 0 doing absolutely nothing, and you can't play it again until you move them outside the team, so you can do that. So, what about other players? Do they stop working? They do indeed. So if I move the view here with the right stick over and over again, what you've got is this option here that shows down the bottom on each player that says con 7, okay? So the only difference between this left midfielder here and this striker here is that little blue thing down the bottom. So it's easy to get confused because he does have a contract, but it's a loan contract, so it will move out. So if we look at the actions of this player and look at the details, you can see he's untradeable, but I don't think it says anything clear that says that it's a loan player unless I've missed it somewhere. Let's just have a little look. I don't think so. So it is very, very confusing quite why they do that. I wish they'd just say trade status loan or something. That would be cool. But anyway, I digress. We were talking about how to renew contracts. So contracts here, 7, contracts 45. So when you're looking at this area here with your players, anyone who's got loads of contracts is not a problem. If you've got any that show a 0 contract and they haven't got that little thing down the bottom right-hand side, you can renew their contracts. So how do you do this? You can do it on any of these pages here. But all we need to do, down the bottom, you see it says actions. So we hit X for actions. And then you need to apply a consumable. Now, it may have a recommended consumable that may say renew contracts if you've got one and the contract is getting low. Now, the contract's getting a little bit low, but not so low that it's recommending it over a chemistry style. So let's go to apply consumable. So press A there to select that. I was using the left stick to navigate over to it. And it says suggested items. I could either go to the transfer market, but look on there, contract, right button, contract 25. Now, these are player contracts and they're a type of consumable in the game. So you can see it says +8, +2 and +1. So depending on how good the player badge is, whether it's a bronze, a silver or gold that matches those little colours that you're seeing there, is how many this will enhance the contracts by. So if he's a bronze player, it's going to give him 8 more matches, 2 for a silver, 1 for a gold. So what we're going to see here, his contracts are 7. So if I do this here, it's going to up by 1. I think he's a gold player, isn't he? So let's do that. So we'll press A and check it out. We have renewed his contract by 1. So he's now got 8 left. Now, this contract for gold players kind of sucks. So can you get better contracts so you're not having to spend $1 million in these as you go? Yes, you can. You'll either get contracts in packs that you open where you win them on playing games from time to time, but you can also buy them on the transfer market, and that's what I'm going to show you here. So we're back out to the root menu of Ultimate Team, and you will find the transfer section. Now, an important thing I'll just show you before we go into there is if you go to the transfer market on your squads view here, you will not find the consumable search. So you need to make sure you go back out to this root section here and go into transfers on this root section, and it's on the home tab. It's not on the play tab, it's on the home tab. If you're not on the home tab, use your left button or L1 or R1 to flick through these depending on what platform you are. Anyway, we go into the transfers and then pick transfer market, and what you will then find here is up the top you see we've got players, and this is what we didn't have on the squad view, consumables. So I've right buttoned over to that. You could use right R1 on the PlayStation. And then the consumable type that we want is indeed player contracts, and we can set any of the other filters to find things, but in this case there isn't much to go with. So let's just search and see what we get with the player contracts. This one is 150 start price or 200 buy it now. This one is 850 or 900 here. Now, what's quite interesting is you'll see a big variation of stuff. So this contract here is 200, or I could buy it for 150, and I hope I win the auction. So if I go actions and I go bid and I say yes, That's now put me in as a bid of 150, and if no one beats me in 25 seconds, I will get it for that price. I could have spent 200 on it to get it. My point here is you can get gold contracts pretty cheap. So again, this one 200 or 300, but we could also narrow this down. So if you aren't finding many as you go through these pages here, what you could do is go back and then go to your pricing, set your buy it now to just 200. Okay, so we'd do that, and we could also say on the quality we're only interested in gold contracts. So I've set that, and then I do Y to search or triangle on the PlayStation and check this out. These are all contracts where the buy it now is 200 and the starting price is 150. So most of these you're going to win at 150. So if money is tight, you can just go for that. Just bear in mind, not all contracts are the same. Look at that one, that's only giving 13 gold contracts, whereas this one is giving 28. So this is a better buy. So I'll go actions, bid, yes. Okay, so we'll do that. Your other option is you desperately need it now and you're running out of time. We could go with this one and go actions, buy it now for the 200 coins. Do not buy them at crazy money because, as the game progresses, you need quite a lot of these. So I would suggest that. Now, transfer market was successful. We can either assign the new item now or continue searching. So I'm going to assign now. That sends you to this transfer list here, and it says what you want to do. Down the bottom it says confirm items. You need to make sure that you do that. If you don't do that, you won't have the contract available. So we'll do that and we'll say cool, that is all done. So if we come back out of here, back out again, the other thing you may see is transfer targets. So if we just have a little look at that, you can see this one I won. It tells me a little bit about it, so we'll just get rid of that. Advance. So this one I've got, this one I missed. Somebody else went for it by the looks of things, where they could have they just purchased it now, which is fair enough. So I can remove that one with Y. This one then needs assigning, so you can see it says I can either advance or assign all. So let's just advance and see what it does. It says, what do you want to do? I want to confirm the item, which is right trigger for me. Down the bottom, it'll be a different one if you're on a different platform. So we do that, and we come back out, go back to the squad view, and then you can have a little look at your contracts. And this time, our left midfielder, we can do the same thing. So we'll go actions, which is X, or it'd be square on the PlayStation, I suppose. And then we go to apply consumable. And if we look at contracts now, you can see we've got this lovely big contract. It was nice and cheap, and it's going to increase contracts by 28 for us. So let's use that. Let's select, check his contracts now, 36. That is it, my friends. That's how you renew contracts on FIFA Ultimate Team on FIFA 23. I hope that was useful to you. If it was, give us a big thumbs up, please. That's much appreciated. Any comments, welcome. If you've got any questions on this or any other thing about FIFA 23, hit me up with a comment. I'll do my best to help. I'm creating all sorts of tutorials on FIFA 23, exactly the same as I did for FIFA 22, and adding new stuff for FIFA 23. I also cover loads of other games as well, like Elden Ring and many others. Have a little look at my channel. If you like what I do, I'm always publishing new videos. I'd love you to be a subscriber, so hit that subscribe button and help me support the channel. That would be awesome. Thanks so much for your time.